What's up guys,
Here's Johnny
here with another video.
At the time of the release of this video, transfers will have finally been opened, and it's been a long series. This is our 10th and final episode of Ark Small Tribes Fjordur. We've started off from scratch against all odds, and grinded our way into one of the top 5 base spots on all of Fjordur. First of all, I wanted to show you guys just how game-changing striders are to bring over to Fjordur. Just about every resource will be so much easier. Instead of the long hours of grinding every resource with an Anki, with a Magmasaur, with a Doid, with a Fairy, instead we could just use a couple of clicks and we're slot capped with the Strider. I also want to give you guys a final base tour so you can see exactly what we were able to accomplish in over 2.5 months of hard work. Hope you guys have enjoyed the series and hope you guys enjoy the video. One of the first things I made sure to prioritize when transfers opened was going to the Charge Node Cave to farm Ellie with the Strider. If you didn't know, you can actually farm these rocks in the Charge Node Cave and they'll actually give a good amount of Ellie shards. These are just like the rocks you can find in the Lunar biome on Genesis 1, and the best way to farm these is actually with a mining drill. That is, until you can get your hands on a Strider. But anyways, farming Ellie this way is actually bonkers compared to the other methods on Fjordur. Using just our one Ellie cave, we were able to get about 100 Ellie about every hour and 45 minutes. But in this cave with a Strider, you could get about 200 to 400 Ellie in the same amount of time. So with Striders now able to be transferred, it made Ellie a crap ton easier to come by.
Another 10, 11. Much better than our Mount Doom cave. This caps quickly just like Lunar. How much we got so far? 166 Ellie so far. I love it.
20 minutes later.
How much Ellie I have now? 478. I can't fit through here. Oh, I hate that. That sucks. There's a lot more in here. Still, that's a big run. It's exactly like the Lunar Rocks though, I'm pretty sure. And those take a while to respawn. I hope I can walk up this. Ooh, yeah, baby! Will end up being like 600 or so probably. He grabbed the Ellie from my Daddy, so I can't count it anymore, so. It's like triple what we get Mount Doom. Yeah, it's chill, but it takes longer, I'd say. That's for sure.
Alright guys, so here's our final base tour. We've been in here for 2 months with a ton of ups and downs. Many tribe mates came and went, but this is what we have to show for. So I'm at one of the main entrances here, and we got a TP going and a 1x tower. We got attacked here not too long ago, so I had to put up something quick. So we're not super good on Ellie on this map. It's a bit of a pain to get Ellie currently, so not quite able to cap everything, but there's a good amount in each. Around half capped on most of the turrets. Not too bad of a tower here. Like I said, it's 1x, and it helps defend this entrance here quite a bit. So here's a look around. We got a massive amount of spam going. We just went bonkers on this stuff, man. Probably a bit overkill, but a bunch of spikes and dino gates, cliff plats. We went really far with it, that's for sure. So you want to drop a fob here, you'll have to clear quite a good amount of spam. It's also quite close to the Labyrinth Cave. Labyrinth Cave is right down there, so still have spam right over here. It just goes on forever, man. So that's that for the tower, and then you go inside, you're greeted with more spam. Most of this isn't rendering, some cliff plats. And here we got our first wall. Takes forever to render. But ammo's not too bad over here as well, that's over half cap. For the heavies, tech turrets are okay, you know, 2k shard. Definitely could bring that up, but it's pretty good for now. Got some Ellie in here. And what's quite nice is we actually have a TP right here to the dragon terminal. So you can go ahead and run your alpha dragon if you want to run, you know, run it for Ellie or whatever. You could run it here, TP and everything from base. That's pretty nice to be able to do that. So there's that side. Then once you go in here, you come to the main area, which has a bridge. And we got a bunch of cliff plats here with a ton of turrets. It's kind of an awkward space to defend here. You can't really put much of a wall here because of the terrain we have here. We just decided to go with cliff plats because they could be a bit annoying. You can't just run them with stegos like people do or with racers, so you have to be a bit more creative. We have a little less ammo in this area, but not too bad. It's kind of one of the last lines of defense. Quite a few ground turrets here as well. And then you can see over there is the other side with similar defenses. And then right here we actually have our gotcha tower. It's mostly built and functioning quite well. These are all LE gotchas. It's pretty nice to AFK farm this. Because like I said, LE is pretty rough here. So you could just AFK right here, get some dust, craft it into LE. Not too bad, as you can see. Show you how much I get here. So there was 3 LE just from rendering it for a few minutes there. But I mean, you AFK here every 10 minutes, you'll get around 5 LE maybe. So not too shabby at all. You see it dropping down, nice and easy. There's some room to expand a bit more. There's some weirdness with foundation support. That's why this is here. And this is the other side. So as you can see, we got a bit of a turret wall here around this entrance. And then we have some pretty fat shanties on both sides here. So what ammo looks like, 2k shards. Decent amount of ARB. Not too bad. Again, it's kind of one of the last lines of defense here. And this is the other side. So right here we've got another turret wall for this side of the entrances. Quite low on shards right now, but we got the shards to fill them up at the moment. We just need to go ahead and do that. This is probably our newest wall, I would say. So, not too shabby here. And more spam, cliff plats. And this gets into a massive area. So right here, you can do some breeding in this little pond. So we got Tusos here, we got Bassies here. You can fit quite a few. It's not a massive amount of space, but it could fit the biggest creatures, so that's pretty nice. As you can see, there's a ton of space, man. You will not run out of space if you hold this entire cave system. So this is another interesting little room we're not really taking advantage of currently, but it's got one entrance to this pretty big space. This could make a nice war room or something, but got a little entrance here. Pretty easy to put a turret wall there and block that off if you wanted. And over here we have the mines. So there's a ton of metal in here. It's one of the best metal spots on the map, that's for sure. It might actually be the best spot. So you can farm this. With a Strider, you could probably get a slot cap of metal pretty quick. So depending on the rates, small tribes could get a slot cap pretty easy there. Over here, this is the other part of the entrance. This side is it's one entrance. This is the way into this massive area. And then, of course, we got our turret wall, which is rendering in. Pretty decent on ammo here as well. 3k shards or so, 2k 2k ARB or more. Not too shabby here. We have 100 turrets going. Got a decent little cage around it on the top as well. Not too bad. Some velos going. And you got your fence supports and your spikes just for some annoying spam they have to blow up. And then you continue with spam here and it goes quite far. More spam, cliff plots. A lot of space here. If you really wanted to claim this, you could. You could keep pushing out more defenses, and you don't run out of space if you keep going. So this is the other main entrance into the massive cave system. This is weird to defend here because of these stupid pillars here. And right out here we got some spam because all of this is 6 times. Most of this area you can't really place a 1 times tower here, which is kind of a pain. But that's what this looks like from this entrance. So either side you got to go through like 200 turrets just to get to the bridge on either side. But this room, this space here is probably important if you want to take over that space because it's a ton of space. And here we go, we're back at the bridge and the gotcha tower here. I already showed you this part, but I wanted to quickly show you down here. This, we're not building down here simply because you get a ton of organic poly down here, right in your base. Just bring out a dire bear or whatever, and you can farm that, get a slot cap of poly pretty quick. So we like to keep that for the convenience. But you could definitely expand and take over this area too. And then here's one of the best parts of the defenses. You've got a nice ledge here right in front of our main base area. We got a bit of a cliff plat shanty here and a bunch of triangle turrets just spammed everywhere. So it makes it a bit aids to raid this part. Got to work on the ammo quite a bit, but this is the last line of defense, one of them. So still working on this now. But it's could be quite good if you defended this well. There's probably other ways you could defend this even better than this, but I think this does a pretty good job. There's a Jenny here. You could probably move it back in that crack more and not leave it out here. This is probably not the best spot, but it's not too bad. You can spam it with the velos, spam it with just annoying stuff. You know, we got, again, like 100 turrets or so, almost, out here. We could fit even more. And then over here, you come to the main base area. You just have to blow all this crap up. Ton of bear traps, a little bit of an entrance. You can't fit a Giga through here, I don't think. You could possibly fit a racer. I don't know about a Rex. And then obviously a bunch of spam here. Some fence supports just to annoy people. Place a bunch of turrets up here on the sides. These are mostly capped. Ton of shards here. This is the last line of defense, so it's super important. It's also one of the better lines of defense. So as they're coming in here, they'll be greeted with a pretty fat turret wall. And let's go ahead and take a look inside. So this is the bottom floor. As you can see, there's a massive amount of space. Just random bats and creatures everywhere, just because transfers are about to open, and we're going to sub out most of these lines for the better lines. So no use to really keeping them keeping them tidy right now. We're just going to put them away. Bunch of Andrewsarchus. Just breeding those, trying to get good stats there. So that's the bottom floor. Over here you got some Indie Forge going. And you can definitely expand this a bit more. Get a few more Indie Forges. Even, you know, make another floor for some Indie Forges. Down here we got our support system with some cliff plats and some water here. So you can do some water raising here. But there's a weird issue with wild creatures still spawning, even though it's all spammed off. So you put things here, then wild creatures will kind of wreck them. Wreck all your babies that you're raising, so you gotta watch out for that. Now let's go up to the second floor here. We got another TP to the second floor, a ton of breeding space. Bunch of room we're not even using. So you basically don't run out of space. We're not utilizing all the space very well, that's for sure. There's more space down here. This is our crafting area we have here with just an exomech, some chem benches, some deadies going, some structures ready, some element ready. That's about 3k LE plus, some ARB. It's just sitting around, so not too bad here. So that's that. Over here we have a paste farm with our gachas. So we get some passive paste pretty easily because we got all these gachas here. We don't have to worry too much about paste unless we want a massive craft structures and whatnot. Alright, so now we go upstairs, and to my left we have some vaults for storage, and we have our kitchen with a bunch of fridges here, just a chem bench to create narcotics and whatnot, and we got some cookers going, and some tech crop plots, some grills. So have a nice little kitchen. You could expand as well and go over here with the kitchen as well. A lot more space. Then in here you got personal rooms. There you go. Here we have my personal room. Right there. There we go. And then these are some dump vaults right here, just for some quick porting out of loot for raids and whatnot. And in here we got some space where we're just leaving out some hawks for breeding. Little random space. I don't know what that's used for. And here's a bit of a security system with some cameras. We get to take a look at all of our entrances here. Like this is the Dragon Terminal entrance. Just take a look at what's happening. Takes a while to render in. This is the other entrance. This is the mines entrance, as we call it, with our turret wall here and span. This is right outside the mines entrance, right outside from that wall we were just at. So we can take a look right here. It's kind of a sneaky spot for our camera. None of these have gotten griefed, so this gives you a full picture of the whole mines side. See, the mines are right over here, and the turret wall is out there, out of render. And then we got a camera on each side of the bridge as well. This is the mine side of the bridge, or dragon side. Then over here, you've got a camera on the ledge right into the main base. And there you go, that's about it for that. Then you go upstairs, and we have our war room. It's kind of an awkward war room and crafting area. because we built it this way due to the meshers, so that they can't just mesh right up into the base like they were. So they're kind of secure up here, up high, with turrets hanging down below to fire at any rockets they're trying to fire in. So makes it nice. Got some more vaults for storage and cryo areas, so it's quite nice. Some deadies for storage, C4 and rockets here. Got some flak. I'll show you what our flak's like currently. Typically get it to around 600 to 900. So this is a better one here, 912. So it's pretty decent for Fjordur on the closed server, but kind of crap compared to the main cluster on smalls. The chest ain't too great, 700, 800 max. Gauntlets, 600, 700 possibly. Legs, same thing, 600, 700. And then there's our boots, same thing, not too great. And then, you know, we got our other gear with bows, fabbies, harpoons, crossbows, cutters, shotguns, flamethrowers. A little bit low on some of them, whips. Then here we got some turrets ready to go, a bunch of tech turrets, a bunch of heavies as well, just ready to go. And we got some BPs here, some that are not too bad. Nothing super amazing. Like I said, there's a lot more cracked BPs on the main servers, but you'll find a few here that are worthwhile, that's for sure. Like some of these shotgun BPs, not too bad. 183 Journeyman, bunch of saddle BPs here. These aren't our best BPs though, those are downstairs in the crafting area, but some of these are pretty decent. And then a bunch of runes, a bunch of stuff here, bunch of gear, flame ammo, C4, rockets, bunch of random structures here. Alright, now we go towards the back of the cave. We don't have much built back here, but I just want to show you how much space there actually is in this cave, because it's actually bonkers. We used to have a smaller gotcha tower out here, but we determined it wasn't really worth keeping, but there it is. A bunch more space here to expand into. And this is the very back of the cave here. A little smaller entrance here as well. And then we used to have a war room back here, but now we just have a random TP with a tribe mate who is doing his own breeding back here. But you could take this over and make it how you want it. So that's what that looks like. Last thing I want to show you is how we get Ellie on the server right now. Right here we've claimed one of the Ellie caves, which is Mount Doom, and we have it defended a bit. And right down here you can farm Ellie with these nodes here. So I got my own imprinted Inky, but let me use one of these here just to show you what the Ellie's like. So what we like to do is go up here, take the UD, give it a UD buff, and it's mate boosted. And go ahead and harvest this, and you'll get a bit of Ellie here. Not super bad. With imprinted Inky, with Fjordur lines, you'll get around 100. There's 50-ish on each side. So, and it spawns every hour and 45 minutes-ish. So you'll just want to run this every time it respawns. You'll get a bit of quick Ellie there right in this base. Alright, now I'll show you the other side, which has a little bit more Ellie than that side. Same thing, you're going to just take the Inky and mate boost it, UD buff it, and you'll farm up some Ellie. So this is also a massive cave. You could build up a bit if you really wanted to. We didn't see the point because we have plenty of space. There's a little cliff plat here. And some defenses out here. Random aggressive Giga, aggressive Velos. Some annoying spam. Over here we have a bit of a wall. Bit of annoying spam. So this is nice to have just for the easy Ellie. Not super defendable, not a great cave by any means, but it's just for the Ellie for the most part. And that's about it for our base tour. Hope you guys like the base. There's definitely a lot of things we could improve on, but this is where we're at with the current tribe, what we could get done. By the way, we did end up claiming Pirate Cave as well. Pretty cool cave, actually. It's got a one entrance underwater entrance, so that alone makes it pretty decent. It's not the biggest cave. There's a few pretty decent choke points, but not enough to make it super strong. I'd say at minimum, it's a really good beta spot. We had only put up like 2 different turret caps at this point, and then within a week after this, transfers open. And I will give you an honest update about the base. Most of us kind of got bored of playing Fjordur, so we transferred out a lot of our good stuff over to a different server, and the people who wanted to continue playing were able to do so on another server, another map. As for the Fjordur base, we kind of just left the rest of it there and had a massive offline timer. We basically had little to no activity on Fjordur now. People were just doing other things now, IRL things and things on the other servers. So a little less than a week after transfers open, one of the mega tribes came through and wiped most of the server, which brings our days on Fjordur to a sad close. Anyways, it was a super fun series. Had a lot of fun playing on Fjordur release. Definitely some of my highlight moments playing Ark were experienced on this server, playing on the Fjordur release. So I hope you guys enjoyed the series. If you haven't watched the previous episodes from beginning to end, I strongly encourage you. Every episode's connected to one another, so I'd say it's definitely a lot more enjoyable if you watch it from the beginning. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. Peace.